Welcome back to my garden. I'm out here with my son who's trying to squish an ant.
No?
This is Oliver. Say hi, Oliver.
Hi.
We're going to pick some peppers today. I'm going to be making a pepper relish with some sweet and spicy peppers. And he's out here helping because he wants to pick some jalapenos to eat. Why do you want to eat jalapenos?
Because I like spicy.
Okay. Good reason. We already picked a bell pepper and some blot peppers this morning.
That's a lot.
Those are cayenne peppers. We're not going to eat those. They're not ready yet.
But I can't eat them.
You could eat them, yes, but I'm saving them because we're going to use them to make crushed pepper, like crushed red pepper that we put on pizza and spaghetti. But it's going to be crushed purple pepper because they're purple. So the jalapeno is that big tall one right there. Yep, that red one right in the front is very, very ripe.
Is this? Oh,
yep.
Spicy.
We're going to clip the people up here so the people can watch and we can pick peppers.
Can I just pull it off?
Yeah. Don't break the plant. All right, Oliver's getting to the jalapenos. Pick them and throw them in the basket, bud.
I thought jalapenos were supposed to be green. Is it just right here, or is it this whole entire side?
Jalapenos start green like most peppers do, and then when they're ripe, they turn red. But you can eat them at any color. This is a jalapeno plant, and this is a jalapeno plant, and that's not a jalapeno plant, but we're going to pick what's on there.
That one?
That big one on that side's not jalapeno, but we're also going to pick some of those. But a bunch of these ones up here. Whoop! Drop my snips. What, babe?
3. Have you gotten any?
I'm just getting green ones and accidentally dropping them on the floor.
Oh, I think I might see one. There's one that looks like kind of orange. I don't know if it's right or not.
I'm not trying to pick all of them. I don't want like massively super spicy or jalapeno flavored. But I also know that you want to eat some, so.
I want to try a green one. These are the 2 I want.
Okay. You have pockets?
I have pockets. No, I don't.
No, you don't. These are the 2 he wants to try.
I'm going to take these 2.
I'll stick them in my pocket so they don't get mixed up. Those ones are a little small. When they get a little fatter like that, they're a little bulbous. A little rounded. Some of these plants only make them about this big. Good job. And then one of these plants, this one over here, is called a grande jalapeno, called Craig's Grande, so they get a little bit bigger. And in the house, I have seeds for one that's called a Megatron, and they're supposed to get really big. I don't really want to pick a bunch of these.
This one's thick.
Big ones. That is thick, you're right.
I'll take, that's like all I'm going to pick. I'll
All
take some other ones. I'm going to take the long green ones.
Do you want to get some of the jalapeno and be like, is it spicy or is it not spicy?
Maybe.
Jalapeno roulette.
This just snapped off perfectly.
There's some of the grande ones. They have some corking on them. When they look like this, it means they're going to be more spicy.
This just popped off.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let me see. He's got one of the Anaheims. So that'll add some good flavor to the relish.
Ooh, another one.
Is there another big one in there?
That one also.
He's able to pull these off without the snips because apparently he has the special touch.
I just snapped it up. It just snaps off.
When I try to do that, I break a branch. Which ones? We're not going to take any of the purple ones. You can get that one right there behind you if you want.
This?
Resting on top of the wood. Go down a little. There you go. That's another blot. Yep. Starts out green and purple and they'll ripen to more of a yellow and purple. It's a good one.
I'm going to pick some of them.
Yeah, I'm going to come over there with the basket. That one's called a poblano. And when you pick them smaller, they're more spicy, but when they're bigger, they're not as spicy.
Ooh, I want a small one. I want to try one of everything.
You want
What
to try
is
one
that?
of everything? That is a bug.
I need to be allergic to mosquitoes.
It wasn't a mosquito.
I know.
I think you have a slightly... I think you slightly are allergic to mosquitoes.
So this would be more spicy? This would be a more spicy?
Yeah, probably. I'm going to get these ones that are hanging down on the bottom because I can go right into the basket. There's a little one that'll be spicy. Bigger one that shouldn't be as spicy, but it's still not going to be sweet or anything. It's a nice big one. Here, Oliver, catch. Nice catch. Here, you can squeeze through.
I can, you're right.
Get anything that has any color on it, any red on this plant. Right here, there's a couple. There's 2 or 3 more over there. That's not a pepper. That's supposed to scare away birds. Nothing I've tried to scare away birds has worked. Yep.
I have to go down.
Are there peppers on there? You can pick some of the green ones too if you want. Those are green chilies. Well, there. Those are Anaheim. That's what I use to make my canned green chilies. These are the Big Jim over here. And I had said I'm not picking any more of these green, but I'm going to pick a few of them. That'll be yummy. Anaheim are my favorite. I like Anaheim. I'm going to get this great big one down here. Look at this one, Oliver.
Wait, can I pick over these red ones?
Anything that's red, take it, yeah.
There's like 17 of them.
All right. Do you need these?
Maybe.
With pepper plants, when you pick peppers, it tells the plant that it needs to make more peppers. So harvesting is always a good thing. I'm going to go in there and get all of those ones right there.
One? Oh, that's long too.
I've been watching a YouTube video of a pepper farmer.
Oh,
and they just go out and pick all their peppers off the plant and they all pop off easily, like no effort. I'm like, how the heck do you do that, man? It's working for me right now, but usually I break the whole dang plant. Are there lots of red ones back there?
If I cut some of the leaf.
Yeah, you can cut some of the leaf.
It's a bunch of leaves over here. Yeah, it's like...
Try not to break any major branches, but a little bit of damage isn't going to hurt the whole plant. It's huge. Can you see it?
That's 4th. You could swap around and look at how many peppers there are.
Let me come back over on that side and see.
I picked 5. I can see.
Goodness. Look at all the color on this side of the plant. Holy cow. Peppers don't like it when it's 100 degrees outside. Hey, there's some color over here on these Pippin's Golden Honey. Oops, I broke the plant. That's all right. I'll use those anyways. And that one. Just throw the whole thing in the basket.
Not chopping.
Got Oliver over there on the Anaheims, and I'm going to come over here and get some of these. These are the Pippin's Golden Honey that are starting to turn.
And there's like 17 right here.
Yeah, that whole back of that plant is turning red. You know why? Last time I picked them, I didn't go to the back of the plant. Yeah.
Oh, there's a pepper.
I don't know what this one was trying to do. You are getting lots of good red. I don't know if the camera can see you over on that side. Yeah, we can see that. That's awesome. What are you going to do with them?
I'm going to show them. I picked all of these.
Yeah, he's back there getting all the red ones that I couldn't reach last time I harvested. I should bring him out here more often.
Are we going to pick any of them that are over there?
We are going to pick the ones on that plant that look like a banana, are called banana peppers.
Where's the nata?
This is the nata pino over on this side. Here's my tomato cage. Good job.
I'm 4 foot and you're 5 foot.
Here's what we have so far.
I'm 4 foot and you're...
No, it's just don't tip over the sides of the basket.
Ow. Those metal big.
You found a blot?
Yes!
Oh my goodness.
yacht. Yacht, yacht.
Do you have teenagers or young kids? My sympathies to you, people.
And teenagers are like annoying.
Wow.
Especially teenagers.
They have their moments, that is for sure. Ooh, there's an orange one down here.
Wait, is this a jalapeno?
No.
What is this?
Oliver's down here getting
Whatever the...
I don't remember what it's called. Let me look at the sign. The Lesia. Those are supposed to be the sweetest peppers.
Can I try this one?
You can try that one. Ollie's my veggie boy. He likes to eat veggies.
Especially tomato.
Especially tomatoes. Yep, he's the one we have all the tomatoes planted for.
You don't like tomatoes.
This one's little, but it's turning yellow. I think it's ripe.
This one.
Yeah, that one, the red side of it will be more sweet than the green side.
This one, I did not notice.
I think this
These are more natural.
is an Edgevarsky.
These peppers are more natural shape.
More of a pepper shape that you would think of.
Yeah. Look at this.
Nice. That one's called...
Longer than your phone.
That one's called Big Jim.
It is a big gym.
It's bigger than my hand. This is where the jalapeno is. And it's as tall as I am. Look at that. Yep, any of them that are kind of big and fat like that. Like this one right here I've been waiting on.
Perfect. These were, I can just pull down and then...
This is what the veggie guy I was watching on YouTube said. If you have to pull too hard, they're not ready.
There's still a bunch of peppers over here.
I know. I love these jalapenos. They're so good.
There's one that I missed. Oh wait, I didn't even try and pull at all, and it popped.
Yeah. You are just the pepper picking master. I'm gonna have to send you out here every day to pick the peppers.
Right there. Put my thumb right there.
Good job.
Small hand boy.
You want to be the cameraman? Cameraman Oliver. Show us what you got.
This is my favorite. This long one. Big long one.
Let me get past you.
I need to show it from far away because it's that long. She is getting rid of the mesh so we can actually pick the peppers. And I'm going to give it back to her.
All right, get those banana peppers, boy.
Oh, spoke too much again. Because I was admiring it too much and I was only using one hand.
Let's put the basket over here.
What's it? Oh, ooh, perfect. A bunch of leaves I get a lot. Because there's a bunch of leaves. That is cool.
I picked banana peppers last week, so there's not going to be a ton, but there's a few.
And then you're going to just pour water on this. You're going to put this in the sink.
Is that all of them?
Looks like it. I'll go back
All right.
up there.
Come look at it from behind and see if there's any hiding on the other side.
They're huge.
Those ones needed to be picked.
They're huge.
All right.
If they were huge and red, that would be perfect.
They would be very sweet and delicious. All right, there's our pepper harvest. Let's take them inside and process them.
There's a couple more.
Okay, we are in the kitchen now. We have all of the peppers rinsed and spread out to dry a little. And I have out my slap chop. If you don't have one of these, you should get one. They're amazing. I have my knife. I need to grab a cutting board. Most importantly, I have my gloves so my fingers don't get spicy and burn my face if I touch my face. So let's get to chopping. I also wanted to point out I have 2 jars of banana peppers that I canned last week. And I really want this flavor in my relish. So I'm actually going to take these out and chop them with the other stuff and make them smaller. And then recan them with, I'll use some of this brine too. It's the same pickling that I'm doing. It's just vinegar, water, and garlic. And then I might add a little bit of sugar. Some of the recipes I've seen say to add sugar and some say not to. I don't really love the sweet pickly flavor, so I might not. But we'll see how I feel when I do it. Oh, I almost forgot. Can't do a job without a drink. Glove up for my face's sake. What is it? Come over here and push the pause. I can't touch it. Alright, the dicing didn't really work with the pickled ones. They got kind of mushed and gross looking, but they're still usable. It's going to be a relish. It's okay if there's some that are mushed. I'm going to just use the one jar. Now I get to clean this thing out, all that mush. Don't want to waste any peppers. Also don't want to cut my fingers. This is the sharp side. This side's not sharp, so I can press on that. It's almost like Christmas. They're all red and green and beautiful. The recipe that I'm using also calls for onion. So I think it was 2 cups. And it's pickling, so it doesn't have to be super precise. Onion and peppers are about the same amount of safe as far as canning goes. So as long as it's a pickling liquid with a lot of vinegar, it will be safe to add more or less onion. In my opinion, I am not a professional. Don't come at me as if I am one, but in my kitchen, I'm okay doing more or less onion than the recipe specifically calls for. So grab my onions are from the grocery store. Don't judge me. I grew onions, and I got about 4 actual onions out of them in April. So it's now November. Those onions are long gone. And I'm sure they were delicious. I don't think I cut these the right way to do the slap chop. I'm hoping these onions don't make me cry. Tell me a sad story, sing me a sad song. Just kidding. Alright, the recipe I remember looking at said 8 cups of pepper and 1.5 cups of onion. No, it said 10 cups. 5 cups of sweet, 5 cups of spicy. So this is an 8-cup measure. It's 8 cups at this line. So we are at 10 cups. This one doesn't say cups on it. It says milliliters because it thinks that we're in Europe. But 2 onions is good enough for me. I have 1 more bell pepper from the store in my refrigerator that I'm just going to go ahead and use. Mine tastes better, but this one's huge. All right, we've got jars in a pot, heating up. We've got a daughter in the background clapping her hands. And we're gonna start our pickling in here. Okay, the recipe says we need a bay leaf and 4 or 5, might have been 5, garlic cloves, but I'm going to use garlic powder instead. And then it also says 6 cups of vinegar, either white or apple cider. I don't like apple cider vinegar, so I am using white. So my measuring cup up to 6 cups. And then I'll put a splash in here with the jars. All right, we have 6 cups of vinegar in there. To that, we will add 1 bay leaf, and that will be pulled out before the canning. This is garlic powder that I made from my garlic that I grew this season. I'm going to add a heaping ½ tablespoon, so probably pretty close to a tablespoon. And I need some salt. The one recipe said a teaspoon and a half for 4 cups of peppers, and I've got about 11 cups of peppers. So I'm going to about a ½ tablespoon and then half of that again. I'm not adding any sugar in this one because the sweet peppers should make it sweet enough, and I don't like sweet pickled stuff. So the last ingredient is mustard seed, yellow mustard seed specifically. So I'm warming up my jars so that they're the same temperature as the stuff that I'll be pouring in them. Shaking some mustard seeds. And that is all for that. Get this heat turned on. I'm going to use a slotted spoon. And this doesn't look like very much liquid in this big pot, but once I add the peppers and stuff, it's gonna be crazy high. And if you remember, that jar of the banana peppers that I opened had some pickling liquid in it too, so that will add a little more liquid to this. Of my jars I got at Goodwill. They still have a Goodwill sticker on them. They've been through the dishwasher. They've been cleaned. There's just a sticker on the outside. I will wash that off before I gift them. I'm doing the ½ pint jars, and then I'm doing some of the half pint jars so that I can use some of this as Christmas gifts. So I turned off the burner on that because the water is warm, so the jars are warmed up. I don't need them to be burning my hands when I'm loading stuff up. But then we have our pot of vinegar just about ready to boil. I'm not going to let this boil very long because then it'll get vinegar fumes all in the air and be smelly and burn my lungs. So, all right, let me fish out that bay leaf. Could leave it in there if you really felt like trying to find a bay leaf in your jars later. And then I will add the onions and that bell pepper. And then the big container with all of those peppers. And I'm going to let that come back up to a boil and let it boil for just a few minutes. Isn't that beautiful? I love using that slap chop and getting all that uniform diced look. That's so pretty. All right, while we're waiting for the peppers to come back up to a boil, we're going to get the jars out and get them ready to fill. I switched these two so I can get these into the jars more easily. I turn the heat back on so this water can start coming up to heat because it's going to take a long time for that to boil. I strained out the rest of what was in the pot so that I could fill my last jar. I might need another jar. I have one more jar over here. Alright, that one only got half full of the peppers, so there's a couple I can take a little bit off the top to make them not super full. But I'll just still top it up all the way with the liquid, and then it'll still pickle. It'll just be less peppery and more brine. It says Craig Ronnie. Liquid still has some really good flavor in it, so I'm not going to throw it away. I can use it for pickling something else later or for meat marinade or something. So I'm going to pour it into a bigger jar and just stick it in my refrigerator. It's vinegar. It's not going to go bad, but I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. The next step is going to be to wipe all the rims and then put lids on everybody and get them in the swimming pool. These lids are two parts. If you've never canned before or never watched canning, there's the flat that you put on flat, and then there's the ring that you put on fingertip tight, which for me is about as tight as I can do it without having to hold the jar. All right, the jars are warm, and the water that I'm putting them into is warm. It's been heating up for the entire time we were doing this. So you never want to put a cold jar into hot water. You never want to put a hot jar into cold water because it could cause a crack, and then it would ruin your hard work and your beautiful peppers. Nice little one in. So it's tight in there, tight fit, and I still have to get this jar in there. It is okay to double stack jars as long as they are not resting directly on top of each other. So I'm going to take this one, move my hand so you can see. I'm going to put it on top of these 3 right here so that it's just leaning on the edges of them. So like offset. And actually I'm going to move it on these 3 because they look a little more sturdy together. So it's not directly on top of any one of them, and it won't affect that seal or that lid. It's just resting on the rims. Make sure there's at least 1 inch of water, which it's right here, so that's about 1 inch. And to water bath can, you have to have at least 1 inch of water above the highest can that there is in there. So we are good on that. So I am going to bring this to a boil, and once it's at a full rolling boil, I'm going to cover it now. Once it's at a full rolling boil, I will start a timer for 10 minutes. And once that timer goes off, I'll turn off the stove, leave it covered, and let it sit for 5 minutes. And then after that 5 minutes, I will take the lid off and let it sit for another 5 minutes before I remove the jars out of the water and let them set on the counter overnight. That is the way that I like to do things because I find that I get less siphoning, which is when the liquid from inside the jar comes out. If I let them cool a little bit in here before I take them all the way out and let them be exposed to the colder. So I'll bring you back when they're at a boil so I can show you what that looks like. I just came back in from outside and it smells very spicy in here. And it looks like we are right about at a boil. So I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to set my timer 10 minutes.